Throughout history, literature, films, and even folklore have been defined by their endings, whether it's a happy resolution, a tragic conclusion, or an unexpected twist. But what if these famous stories had ended differently? Let's explore 10 alternate endings to well-known stories, sparking the imagination and offering a new perspective on iconic narratives. 1. Romeo and Juliet. In the classic tragedy by William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet both died due to a series of unfortunate events. But what if they had both woken up before the poison took effect? An alternate ending could see the young lovers escaping Verona together, leaving behind their feuding families and finding peace in a distant land. Their defection would not only challenge the social norms but also spark a movement toward peace. 2. The Great Gatsby. In F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, Gatsby dies in a lonely confrontation with George Wilson, who believes Gatsby is responsible for his wife's death. But what if Gatsby had lived? Instead of his tragic end, an alternate ending might have seen him realizing the emptiness of his pursuit of Daisy and choosing a different path, perhaps finding redemption in a new life or even a different romantic partner who sees him for who he truly is, beyond his wealth and persona. 3. Cinderella. In the beloved fairy tale, Cinderella wins over the prince after overcoming many trials, but what if Cinderella had decided not to marry the prince? In an alternate ending, she could have used her newfound wealth and status to open a school for other oppressed women, or perhaps start her own business empire, empowering women throughout the kingdom. This would shift the narrative from one of dependency to independence and self-empowerment. 4. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The final book in the Harry Potter series culminates with Harry's apparent sacrifice for the greater good. But what if Harry didn't have to die at all? An alternate ending could have seen Harry using the Resurrection Stone to bring back the souls of the fallen, creating a world where Voldemort was defeated not through sacrifice, but by unity and understanding. Instead of dying, Harry could have emerged as a symbol of hope for all wizard kind, ensuring peace for future generations. 5. The Lord of the Rings. At the end of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic saga, Frodo and Sam reach Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring, only for Gollum to interfere. But what if Frodo had been able to resist the ring's pull and destroyed it himself, without Gollum's tragic interference? This version would see Frodo becoming a hero of Middle-earth, with the elves, men, and dwarves all uniting to rebuild a new, peaceful world free of Sauron's shadow. 6. The Hunger Games. In Suzanne Collins' dystopian series, Katniss Everdeen ultimately becomes the face of a rebellion against the Capitol, leading to a revolution. An alternate ending might have seen Katniss finding a diplomatic way to broker peace, saving many lives in the process. Rather than resorting to violence, Katniss could have convinced both the rebels and the Capitol to work together for a fair and just society, bringing about a new era of governance without bloodshed. 7. The Little Mermaid. In Hans Christian Andersen's original fairy tale, the mermaid sacrifices her voice and ultimately her life for the love of the prince, but he marries someone else. Imagine a different ending where the mermaid realizes that she doesn't need the prince's love to be happy. Instead, she could have chosen to return to her underwater kingdom, becoming a powerful and influential figure who advocates for the rights of both mermaids and humans, shaping a new narrative of independence and self-love. 8. Moby Dick. Herman Melville's Moby Dick ends in tragedy, with Captain Ahab's obsession with the white whale leading to his doom. But what if Ahab had let go of his obsession and focused on the well-being of his crew instead? In an alternate ending, Ahab might have survived and found peace with nature, accepting the unpredictability of the sea and even saving the lives of those who followed him on his quest, ultimately returning home a wiser man. 9. Beauty and the Beast. In the classic Disney film, Belle falls in love with the Beast, breaking the curse and transforming him back into a prince. But what if the Beast had stayed as he was and Belle had decided to rule the kingdom with him? Rather than focusing on his physical appearance, the story could have centered on their partnership and leadership, showing how love can transcend superficial differences and create a harmonious society. 10. Dracula. In Bram Stoker's iconic horror novel, Count Dracula is ultimately defeated by a group of brave souls. However, what if Dracula had found redemption instead of meeting his end? In an alternate ending, Dracula could have sought forgiveness for his crimes, perhaps through the love and understanding of a compassionate character like Mina. His transformation from villain to tragic hero would add depth to his character, providing a more complex and bittersweet conclusion. The power of alternate endings lies in the opportunity to rethink the narrative and explore what could have been. Whether it's redemption, empowerment, or a change in the trajectory of a character's journey, these alternate conclusions allow us to imagine new possibilities and offer a different lens through which we view familiar stories.